What up, cappers, gamblers, punters, hustlers, low baggers? Happy Wednesday, June 2nd to all of you. Thank you for watching Betting with the Bag right here on Pub Sports Radio. We're coming off a giant 6-0 day, plus 6.90 units, 4-0, plus 4.9 units in MLB, 2-0 in NBA. I stayed off that game. I had planned to bet the Hurricanes, but after our breakdown with Mr. Gogster, I got off. I wasn't wise enough to take the other side, but I got off. Another thing that happened for the first time yesterday is I went over the additions I was going to make that I was thinking about making, I should say. That being, if I could get the 4 in the Phillies Reds, I was fortunate that my book was only hanging the 3.5. I never got the 4. And then I was sitting there trying to decide whether I should take the first 5 under or the full game under in the Pirates Kansas City Royals. And when I was sitting there thinking for so long, I was like, you know what? Why don't you just stay off? Stay off. And that worked tremendously well. That's the first time I can remember not making additions after the show. I did make the LeBron James under 46.5 points, rebounds, and assists. I did make that move before that game started, but that worked for me, and it's Belmont Stakes week, and I've won 9 straight in MLB. You guys saw me in a horrible low last week. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday shows went really poorly, and I was reaching in MLB, and I fought back. So I was down at my worst 12.86 units. I'm now down 2.91 units in MLB, and I'm feeling good, baby. Let's go. I don't even think pigeons are banging on my balcony right now. Shout out to all the cappers in the chat. We got Robert Allen ready to go. Anyone like the Phillies to roll today? Says I'm going balls deep in on the Phillies. K. Paul VIP. There's Joe Free. There's Kyle Wright. There's Christopher Gargaro. Says no AD, no chance for the Lakers. I'm not sure what to do with the next game, but I already bet the Wizards. I mean, is it because do the Sixers squeeze into the playoffs this year? Embiid didn't play a game. Do they clinch that 8th seed? Maybe. But should the Wizards really be a 6? They opened at 6.5. I got in at 6. Should they really be that big of a dog without Embiid? Look, I don't know. And look, I know. I mean, the Wizards won Game 4, and they shot horribly. And look, I know Westbrook's dealing with an ankle injury, but feels kind of like a similar spot to me. There's Jacksonville Zoe in the house. This was a basketball game last night in Denver. I was pretty caught up in a couple other games right there. Yes, Turnsy, he did. What's the right word? He didn't hustle back on defense a few times. He looked like he was in his feelings. And I don't want to jump all over him when the man's down, but I like cashing on his under, and I don't like what he said before the game, and I'm a LeBron fan. There's Paulie D in the house, and okay, there we go. Maxwell says Cincinnati, Philadelphia postponed. That was part of the reason why I wasn't sure. I didn't dive too deep. I mean, I wrote down all the stats, but I didn't dive too deep in that spot. Nice, Turnsy. I love it. Yeah, it was nice that, look, NBA's been horrible, but if we could end strong, that would be nice. Look at that. 50-1 amount with Exacta. Dennis Garcia. And look, Maxwell Smart was thinking about you last night as well, Turnsy. So, a lot of us thinking about each other. There's Razor Sharp Picks, 2-0, plus 600. Let's do it again. Yes, we're moving in the right direction. But last week, it'd be nice if there weren't these horrifying lows before these highs. Man, this is fun. A gambler's first look play of the day will be posted soon. Ooh, I like that, Razor. I like that. All right, guys, I'm pumped. So this is the thing for today's show, is that we have enormously important NBA and NHL today. We have Trot joining us for NBA. We have Mr. Gogster joining us for NHL, and I want to try to have an hour for that. I don't know if I'll be able to pull it up, but I'd like to try to have an hour for that. So I'm going to try to get through MLB. We have 52 minutes till that time, and I'd like to get – there's my guy Nuke Worker in the house. So there's Nate Dogg ready to go, Colorado Bull. Breets Beats in the house. What a guy. Nice to have Breets Beats rolling with us. Very sharp capper. Breets Beats will help. Thank you for joining us, Breets Beats. There's Puzzler in the house. Thank you, Nuke Worker. Thank you. Razor said, I told it, you know what? I thank God I added the LeBron under, which probably wouldn't have cashed if it was a closer game, if he had played the full game. My idea was he wouldn't play the last 6 minutes because the Suns would be so far ahead. I didn't realize he wouldn't play the whole fourth quarter because the Suns would be so far ahead. But I came so close to taking that Lakers team total under. It was 101.5. I almost took it. Then it went up to 102.5, and I was like, am I not seeing this right? So, but I'm happy about yesterday. Yesterday was nice. There's Coco Bongo in the house. All right. LJ from H-Town, Rays, Astros, Padres, best teams in MLB. Interesting. Oh, there's Ethan Payson in the house. All right, great to see everybody. Yes, the Say Hey play of the day, of course, is going to be in Houston tonight. Beautiful. Jose on the ones and twos. He's traveling to the big Red Sox-Astros series here in a second. Jose, also, could you send the links, my man, to Gogster and Trot Wham, if you could. Okay, we got a lot of work to do. There's DX Filer in the house. We have the Dirty K prop here. Montgomery over 5.5 minus 130. I thought that was going to be your move. Let me fire that up here. I had a feeling that you were going to make that move. 30K prop. There we go. Copy and paste that. And that's a big game and a fun one. So let's get that right above the Yanks Rays. That was another thing. I stayed off the Rays yesterday. That was very helpful. Those of you who are on the Rays, you were unlucky not to cash. And Jeff Joseph says Matt Bernier's on no agenda for the Belmont. I was hoping that you weren't going to say that, Jeff. That affects me. You have to use a horse that Matt Bernier is picking. You have to use him. Do you have to? Yeah, I think you have to use him. I'm going to reach out to Matt, see if we can get him on our show on Saturday. He's often very busy with these huge races. NHL playoffs, Jets, first period minus a half at plus 180. Montreal team total under 2 at plus 190. You got under 2 at plus 190. Interesting. I thought about that move. Wow. I thought about going under 2. Let's just go over there very quickly. Very interesting. Wow. This is under 2.5 minus 135, under 1.5 at plus 220. I thought about that, Spenny. Very, very interesting. And Vegas money line at plus 165. I know you want to I know you got them to win the cup, so going to go down with the ship. I respect that. All right, we got lots of work to do. Spenny has his props. Ehlers, goal plus 200. Max Pacioretty over a half assist plus 160. Burakovsky over half assist plus 215. Cale Makar, goal plus 600. William Carson, goal plus 400. Nathan McKinnon, goal plus 110. So expecting goals. So then I guess you have interest probably in the over. All right, we got to get to work. Just got off with my bookie. They stole $23 from me this morning. I'm withdrawing my money now. Finished with them. Never using them. Always problems. Damn, I hate hearing that, Robert Allen. Hate hearing that. I've got some friends over there, so let me know if there's anything if you want me to reach out. There's our guy. Don't ask, don't tail. Talk about support. Let's talk about taints, baby. There you go. Look at our guy. Don't ask, don't tail. Thank you so much for the support. There is Birdie ready to go. All right. Let's get right to work, and we're going to move quickly here. We have to move quickly here. There's serious business. We've missed you. Dav Fen. Good. So very important. Thank you for asking, Dav Fen. Still in recovery, hoping to come home soon. Briggsy is so strong. He's such a tough kid. He has so much courage. And the operation was a success. And hopefully they'll be home very soon. And we have so much love for the Randall family, and the Taint Play Day will be back soon. And more glorious than ever. And Spenny says, because no agenda is a rat. All right. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Let's get to work right now. Thank you guys all so much for joining us. We got Rob Garvey ready to go. Ethan Payson says Colorado gives us a gentleman sweep. Joseph says try to get him on Friday. Might be more realistic. He will be up at the Mohegan Sun Resort on Saturday. Okay. That's a good call. That's a great call. Dav Fenn, you are a good man, and my absolute pleasure. Thank you so much for caring about him, because we care so much about him and his family as well. All right, let's get to work right now. Thank you guys so much for joining us. We're coming off a 6-0 plus 6.9 unit day, a 4-0 plus 4.9 unit day, and it felt very, very good. In MLB, only 4 bets. We cashed Blue Jays -1 very easily. And I was going to bet it before the show started again, and I did not. Nationals first 5 plus 120. It was a strange 5. I'm not going to sit here and, Strasburg going out with the injury, then Voth coming in, and it was Nationals against lefties is the angle that we followed through with. And Cardinals first 5 plus 170, baby. Cardinals score first in the first inning off of Price very easily. Yeah, man. Cardinals, a dog against a lefty. And you know who we get to thank is our big guy, our Sharpie for that, man. Sharpie really, really got us hooked on these Cardinals rolling. All right, so we have a game off, right? We have no 12 o'clock nooner. They've cut that game, which makes it a little bit easier. So now we have 11 games to cap. I'm going to try to get this done in 45 minutes. And that game is now off the board. Beautiful. There's JB. Let's get to work. Let's get to work. Nice work, Jacksonville Zoe. Okay, let's go right now. Oh, and we have Trot joining us for NBA, and we have Mr. Gogster joining us for NHL. And I want to ensure that we have a lot of time for that. We start at 1:10 p.m. Eastern, and this is another fault of mine that I am so hooked on a local, getting used credit, betting out of my tax bracket, that Bet365 didn't offer this first 5 under 4.5 in the White Sox Indians game. They opened it at 4. There's North Ender. I need you to email me, man. Every time I see you, I think, got to send this man $20. So please email me. Thank you, Birdie, my man. White Sox, Indians, Progressive Field in Cleveland, Ohio. I had the 4 offered to me, and I didn't take it. And that has been working for me, not, buckling under a game that I want and taking a shittier line than I should. So I'm going to keep that going. 65 Fahrenheit light rain, 4 miles per hour out to left field. We have Lance Lynn versus Giancarlo Mejia. It is a bullpen day. Why don't we see who the primary is, if there is a primary. Let's get over there right now and figure this out. There's been a major market move. Oh, no, that's the Cubbies I'm thinking about. Sorry. Let me move over to the White Sox. There's been a move towards the Indians. May opening up at plus 155. He's now at plus 128. So, like, a major market move there. And that's interesting. The Bulldog is a little bit worse in the daytime than he is at night, but he's having a spectacular year, a Cy Young quality year. 6-1, 1.37 ERA, 0.93 WHIP, 52 2/3, 57 Ks, 15 walks, 4 home runs. In his last start, he went 5 innings, allowed 3 hits, 0 earned runs, 0 walks, 7 Ks, and a 3-1 win at home over the Orioles. Mejia is only thrown 5 innings this year, but he's part of the, arguably the best bullpen in baseball. 7 Ks, 1 walk. In his last appearance, he hasn't started a game. He's nobody even went an inning and 2/3, allowed a walk and a K, no hits. And Eli Morgan is the primary. And Eli Morgan got splashed in his debut last week. Puzzler has Quantrill expected primary. I've got, interesting, I've got Eli Morgan as the primary. CT Base has Lynn, moneyline, best 0.81 ERA in 5 innings. Nate Dogg on White Sox moneyline. And yes, Jacksonville's Danny Ainge stepped down. Brad Stevens taking his role, looking for a new head coach. Interesting. There's the MMA gangsta in the house. So White Sox first righties 249, 724 OPS. Indians first righties 219, 672 OPS. White Sox bullpen 3.55 ERA, 1.28 WHIP, 14 of 23 saves, converted 14 of 23, and they're pitching much, much better right now. The Indians bullpen 2.92 ERA, 1.24 WHIP. They've converted 18 of 20 saves. We'll go to baseball data and see if that will lead us anywhere. And we know that Lynn is being seen by these Indians a lot. And I thought more. I expected to see more than 66 at-bats. They're 16 for 66. They're hitting 242 with a 750 OPS. So the first thing, as always, is I look to the one batter for the Indians that I fear, and that's Jose Ramirez. He's 3 for 12 with a double and 2 home runs. Oh, all good, Puzzler. No worries. No worries. So, yeah, it's Eli Morgan as the primary. This market move is scary. It is. There's no doubt about this being a scary move. Let's see when it did the move, and we'll see where the money's at. So this is a move that's really happened in the last 4 hours. Wow. You know, at 9:42 a.m. Eastern, an hour and a half ago, you could get the Indians at plus 150 at Pinnacle. They're now at plus 128. Some major market movements coming in on the Cleveland Indians. There's my guy, Dutch Boy Fresh in the house, star of the freshest look. Dutch Boy Fresh stars on our show, Playoff Pub Hub, every day, 4 p.m. Eastern through the NBA playoffs. And Jacksonville Joe giving a shout out to Slaughter, amazing from his tales from the pitch parlays. I wish I'd kept track of the record. Yeah, he's been killing it. And Fat Wally says, don't forget, Razor Sharp Picks has the best horse racing show on tonight and Thursday night. Yes, tonight and Thursday night. I will be jumping on tonight after I get the kids down to bed. So, very interesting, this giant market move. And you could look at it one way and say, wow, now you're getting a really nice price on the White Sox. But I will look at it a different way and say, that scares the shit out of me. Fab wins his Australian horse race. My Saturday, guys, Friday, your Friday. Belmont race 7. Graceful Girl. 3-1. Easy race for it to win from our Fab win. Fab win hands out winners here nonstop. I don't know if you guys know. Coming to us from Australia, he's a spectacular capper. There he is, Fab win. Robert Allen says jumped on the White Sox hardcore. So no move for me. And I wonder, okay, well, let's just see. Why don't we take a look at where the money's at right now? I've got my Sports Insights up. So you have 83% of the tickets on the White Sox and 85% of the money on the money line on the White Sox. And the market moves to the Cleveland Indians. That is just nuts to me. Red Sox money line and Marlins first 5 for our guy. Good. Wow. That's just wildly fascinating that there'd be that much money on the White Sox and yet the market would move so distinctly towards the Indians. That's just nuts. Okay, we are staying away. Robert Allen, White Sox first 5 full game doubled up. There's Danny A in the house. I did, Danny A. 6-0, baby. Great to have you in action. All right, let's move on to 2:20 p.m., and this is a move I did make. Adbert Alzolay has seemed like a different pitcher at Wrigley. He's looked very good at home, especially of late. And I know that Dinelson Lamet has ace-type stuff, but he just hasn't looked quite right so far, coming back from injury. And I moved on the Cubbies first 5 at minus 120. Wasn't a great line at the time. Now it makes me feel better. And Ethan Payson says Medina Spirit second drug test failed. Just saw. That's what we expected. That's what we could say. Carlos Luders, I'm using Sports Insights now. I did use the free sites before. And we're using Sports Insights now. So it's expensive. And we'll see if it helps us. No, you got to pay around. And there we go. Razor Sharp, a gambler's first glance. Ooh, I like the name. Very looks like you're it's got a little bit of a Dutchy-esque, a gentleman sitting back with a scotch and a cigar. A gambler's first glance. I like it. Ethan Payson says Padres are absolutely gassed. 20 games in 20 days. The A's are going through that as well. I don't trust Nelson Lamet as much as I will probably in 6 weeks or 8 weeks from now. I could have got the Cubs first 5 minus a half at plus 115. That was a legitimate option that I didn't take. David Sharp says Padres struggle versus Heat, 98 miles per hour or more. They only hit 198. Alzolay throws 94. I see him getting hit. Okay. Lamet 1-0, 2.57 ERA, 1.50 whip, 14 innings, 15 Ks, 6 walks, 1 home run. In his last start, he only lasted 3 innings, 5 hits, 2 earned runs, 1 home run, 2 walks, 3 Ks. Alzolay is coming off a nice start at home over the Reds. The Reds smash righties, and they got 5 hits, 0 earned runs, over 5 2/3, 3 walks, and 6 Ks. He has a 3.81 ERA on the season. That's because of the long ball. He's been barreled up a few times. 9 home runs allowed, but 51 Ks, 10 walks. I like the ratio. Padres rating 240, 717 OPS versus righties. And Ethan Payson says, and Tatis probably out. Jacksonville. Oh, that's funny. Razor says Padres are struggling against right-hand pitchers as well. CT Bay saying guessing no Tatis either. And Mike Macklem says White Sox postponed. Interesting. Is that facts? Interesting. So Padres bullpen, I did say the Indians are arguably the best bullpen in the league. Numbers-wise, you have to say the Padres are the best in the league. 2.36 ERA, 1.08 whip, 20 of 30 saved, converted. Cubs bullpen, 2.69 ERA, 1.21 whip, 16 of 22 converted saves. They've been the best bullpen of late. We have a Cubbies opened up at minus 100. They're now minus 122 on that first 5. It's minus 120 is pretty much across the board. From a total perspective, and I had some interest in the total of the first 5, but why would you take first 5? You could just take the full game. The first 5's gone from 4 to 3.5, and the full game has gone from 7.5 to 7. And when we go to baseball data, we see that they're hitting 8 for 26 against Lamet, 308 with a 1.021 OPS. Jock Peterson 3 for 10 with 2 homers. And Chris Bryant, who's been hitting the ball so well. And Chris Bryant also, so he's 2 for 4 with a double against them. And then you have this Padres team that hasn't seen Alzolay. So that's my action here. Yes, Ethan, I have the win, and I say it for every game. That's 69 Fahrenheit, mostly cloudy, 7 miles per hour at Chicago. So that's my first spot, already bet. The first 5 minus 120. Griffin says, I'm a Cubs fan and I lean them also. We're red hot and Alzolay is way better than the stats show. Wisdom and Bryant hot and Rizzo back. Yeah, I agree. There's DC in the house. Great to see you. Mitch Freeman says, Albert has been catching first 5s all year for me. I'm going back to the well. Razor says, Cubs are 16-5 in the last 21 games as a favorite. Cubs are 16-5 in the last 21 home games. And there is truth in business. And White Sox is postponed. Okay, well, that makes it easier. Don't need to freak out about that. Okay, so Cubbies first 5, minus 120. That's my first bet of the day. And the Razor says line opened up at Cubs minus 110. I have the line opening up. What did I have it at? At Pinnacle. I use Pinnacle openers. I still believe they're the sharpest book. I have them opening up at minus 100, now minus 122. And just quickly, we'll look at where the money is for this spot. We have 67% of the tickets on the Padres and 33% of the cash on those Padres. So big bets coming in on the Cubbies. We can move from the game to the first 5. And see that it's similar. 67% of the first 5 tickets are on the Padres and 51% of the cash. So some big full game bets on the Cubbies. And maybe I missed a spot there. Okay. Sterling Gentry, we're not sure if Tatis is going to be in the lineup at this point. You may want to stay tuned. Okay, so there we go. Let's keep rolling. We really want to have time for NBA and NHL. We got Trot and Mr. Gogster joining us. We moved to 3:40 p.m. Eastern. New York Mets at Arizona Diamondbacks. Our guy Marshall Purdue jumped in our chat before the show started quite early and said he's all over this Arizona Diamondbacks team total under. And we've been talking about the roof being open nonstop. It's not during day games. That's what we've noticed. It's confirmed that the roof is closed now after we've had, like a week of straight roof open. The roof is closed. The roof is closed. Let's bang this baby out. God, it feels good coming off a winning day. Baseball's such a marathon. It can just weigh you down. And last week, I was just like, it just felt like the weight of the world on the shoulders. All right, let's go. Mets, Peterson, Bummy. Peterson opening up at minus 110. He's now at plus 104. So we've seen a 14-cent move over to the Diamondbacks and Madison Bumgarner. Chase Field, Arizona. David Peterson's 1-4, 4.91 ERA, 1.27 whip, 44 innings, 49 Ks, 17 walks, 8 home runs. In his last start, he went 6 innings, 5 hits, 3 earned runs, 2 home runs, 3 walks, 3 Ks, and 3-2 loss at home versus the Rockies. Madison Bumgarner, 4-5, 5.15 ERA, 1.16 whip. 57 2/3, 60 Ks, 18 walks, 9 home runs. He's another guy when they hit him, it's barrels. In his last start, he got touched by the Cardinals. And we know Sharpie got us on this. And it's going to pay out all year. I think it's going to pay out all year, the Cardinals versus lefties. And shout out to our guy, Sharpie. And they got to Madison Bumgarner, 4 innings, 5 hits, 6 earned runs, 2 home runs, 4 walks, 4 Ks, and 86 loss at home to the Cardinals. Mets versus lefties, 226, 693 OPS. You can expect that number to improve as they're getting healthier. The Diamondbacks versus lefties, they smash them. 242, 749 OPS. I'm surprised that Marshall Purdue was so heavy on this under. Raymond Reddington, watching Maxwell Smart crush these baseball props has piqued my interest, but it's not something that I've focused a lot of time on. DC says it's all about essential quality. Cox says the horse is looking and working good. Oh, essential quality is going to be there. I just don't. He's the rightful favorite. He's going to be there. Look, we know what type of horses do. I don't know what to do now. Sharpie says this is a Diamondbacks minus a half first 5. They ran Peterson out the game last time. They played him in the second inning. Mets can't hit left-handed pitching. Caleb Smith did his job yesterday. They just couldn't score. Mets bullpen being very good of late. 3.59 ERA, 1.32 whip. Diamondbacks bullpen's trash. Jimmy Gomez in the house. Good to see you, Jimmy. OG low bagger right there. So why? Oh, this makes perfect sense. It makes perfect sense what Sharpie's doing. I'm just surprised Marshall Purdue liked this team total under. Let's see what the totals has gone with in this game, first 5 in full game. Full game, this total's gone from stayed at 8.5, but it was 8.5 and it was juiced to the over initially. Now it's juiced to the under. So there's been a 14-cent move to the under. Interesting. Into the first 5, we have a 4.5 down to 4. Joey Harb in the house. Viper says total's gone over in 5 Arizona's last 5 games at home. Yes, but remember, Viper, that's with the roof open. And when the roof closes, they brought in that humidor, whatever it is, to stop the ball from sailing when the roof is closed. And I see a distinct change in offense. So it doesn't surprise me that with the roof open, these games have been sailing over. All right, let's go to baseball data here. Against Peterson, they're hitting .429 with a 1.029 OPS, and it's very small sample size, 3 for 7. Against Bumgarner, they're 16 for 308 with a 999 OPS. So this is one of those spots where, what you see from the statistics isn't congruent with what you see from the market. You see these pitchers looking vulnerable, yet this total goes from 4.5 down to 4. And when that happens, when that happens, it's hard to back it. It's hard to feel confident in a move. So I understand. I completely understand what Sharpie's doing. I can't do it. Let's move on to, so those are the afternoon games. So in the afternoon games, I have one look and one look only. And that is Cubs first 5 minus 120. That's it. All right, let's move on to 7:05 p.m. Eastern, our first night spot. And it's extremely interesting spot. All I want to do is fade Matt Harvey. And Gas Station Sushi made a great point about Harvey, and he's not the auto fade that he was before because his velocity is still there. It's not what it was when he was a good pitcher, but he's still throwing 94 and 95. So it's not like he's gone down to 91 or 92. And that's why he still has a job. When he loses his job, it's generally because his velocity dips. With that being said, Randy Dobnak looks terrible. But I trust him more than I trust Matt Harvey. 74 Fahrenheit overcast, 11 miles per hour out to left field. Nice weather for offense in Baltimore. The first 5 total with these two gas cans on the mound has gone up slightly. The over 5 was at minus 112. It's now at minus. Oh, no, it's gone up. Sorry, a lot. 9 cents, not minus 121. Let's go to full game money lines and totals here. I would like to do nothing more than fade Harvey here, but I wanted to talk it out with you guys before I just blindly did it. This total opened up as a pick'em at 9.5. There's been a 7-cent move towards the over. And there's been a move towards the Orioles. Shocking. Twins open up at minus 148. They're now minus 138. 5% says Minnesota 16-1 straight up last 17 games when playing Baltimore. Robert Allen says, get on the Orioles first 5 plus a half. I've cashed it 2 days in a row riding the streak. There's a Schnizzle in the house, Ohio's finest. Nice to see you, Schnizzle, my guy. Coming off a 6-0 day, baby. David Sharp says, Orioles playing good ball of late, but I can't bet Dobnak, the worst bullpen in the Twins. Bama Boy says it looks like an over to him. So let's dive in a little deeper. Dobnak got trashed in his last start at the Royals. He's looked bad all year, but he got beaten up. 6 innings, 9 hits, 6 earned runs, 0 home runs, 1 walk, 3 Ks. Matt Harvey is 3-6, 6.84 ERA, 1.64 WHIP, 48 2/3, 42 Ks, 16 walks, 7 home runs. In his last start, he went 3 innings, 5 hits, 5 earned runs, 1 home run, 3 walk, 3 Ks, 6 Ks, and 7-4 loss at the White Sox in a 7-inning doubleheader. The Twins are 100 OPS points better against righties than the Orioles. 237, 738 OPS. Orioles don't hit righties. 212, 638 OPS. The Twins bullpen 4.69 ERA, 1.41 WHIP, converted 12 of 21 save opportunities. We just heard Sharpie say he can't bet the Twins with this bullpen. The Orioles bullpen 4.50 ERA, 1.35 WHIP, 10 of 21. Coco Bongo says Harvey on 3 days rest. That's crazy. That's crazy that they'd be throwing Harvey on 3 days rest. Robin says, I'm trusting the O's to keep hitting. Harvey will pitch decent enough to keep it tied or better in the first 5. So this is one of those spots that just screams to me over. But I fear MLB so much that I don't want to just – let's see where the market is here. We have – so we only have 1,664 tickets in. 90% of tickets are on the over. We don't know what that money line is at or what the percentages of money are at. You have 70% of the tickets on the Twins, 59% of the cash. Bama, yeah, it looks like an over. There's no doubt about it. It looks like an over. Everything is pointing to over. So why am I scared? The over 9.5 is minus 120. The first 5 over 5 is minus 120 as well. That's not a bad price. The Orioles just don't hit righties well. Yeah, no Tatis for the Padres. So there's Brandon Lugo. Says I had to take this over. As obvious as it seems, I still took it. So I thought I didn't know what the cash. No, I don't know. That's 90% of the tickets. Oh, sorry. Excuse me. That was the over again. We have 70% of the tickets on the money line on the Twins, and 59% of the cash on the Twins. And yes, moving towards the Orioles. I don't know, Jimmy. It just seems so simple, so blatant, and those plays just scare me. 2 years ago, I would have immediately doubled up here. So I guess, God, I guess the first 5 over is the most. Dad Fence says the over in O's Twins looks like the easiest play of the week. Well, if it was that easy, you'd think it would have moved to 10. Jim Bean going for a 7-game parlay here. Cincy, Mets, Tampa, Houston -1, Colorado, St. Louis +1.5, and Oakland -1. Get it, Jim. Get it. Okay, I'm going to put the first 5 over 5 right there, and I'm not just going to sit here and hum and haw. We move on to 7:05 p.m. and I don't know if it just seems too easy, and that scares me. We move on to 7:05, and Griffin says, "Don't overthink it. All points to over." Well, I tell you what, I'm not going to do, Jimmy. I'm not going to double up on it. I would only make one bet, either the first 5 or full game. We move on to the next spot on the card, and it is our Dirty K prop, Montgomery over 5.5 at -130. This is from our guy Sharpie. He says Rays strikeout percentage over 31% to left-handed pitching with a walk rate of less than 8%. He has 7+ strikeouts in 2 of 3 starts for Tampa this year. I projected a 6.5, so a 5.5 is a must play. This is in the Bronx, baby. Tampa Bay Rays, New York Yankees, and I can't wait when that border opens up to get to NYC, man. 67 Fahrenheit, overcast, 10 miles per hour, sideways. Shane McClanahan, it's lefty on lefty. Shane McClanahan, 2.0, 3.29 ERA, 1.13 whip, 27 and a third, 32 Ks, 7 walks, 3 home runs. Pitching factory in Tampa, man. Last start, he looked good in a 7-2 win at home over the Royals. 5 innings, 3 hits, 0 earned runs, 0 walks, 6 Ks. Sorry, check something out there. Going up against Jordan Montgomery, 2-1, 4.22 ERA, 1.13 whip, 53 and a third. 53 Ks, 13 walks, 7 home runs. In his last start, he went 4 2/3, 5 hits, 3 earned runs, 1 home run, 2 walk, 1 Ks, 1 K, and a 5-3 win at home over the Jays in a 7-inning doubleheader. Jimmy, I'm sorry, I can't stop thinking about that game. I'm trying to talk about a different game, but another interesting issue here in that over is that the Orioles have never seen Dobnak and don't hit righties hard. And the Twins only have 13 at-bats against Harvey. Now, they've hit 2 home runs in those 13 at-bats. Very, very peculiar. You'd think that the market move would be skyrocketing up. Jacksonville Zoe says, I can see Jimmy going on a 3-month road trip once the border is open. I can't do that. I have a almost 4-month-old and a 3-year-old. But I can get in the car and drive down to Southtown 101, Jeff Slaughter's bar, and stop along the way, and then come back, take care of the family, do all that good stuff, and then get on the road again to NYC, baby. Stan Lynch says Harvey's struggling big time. I agree. Let's get back to this lefty on lefty spot. Rays 220, 672 OPS versus lefties. Yankees 239, 689 OPS versus lefties. Neither team hits lefties. Both bullpens are very strong. And David Trapp says, Jimmy, if it's easy money, it normally loses. I agree. It does sound like a trap. I agree. I completely agree. All right, I'm going to add a few question marks to that first 5 over. Okay, so let's go to the pitcher versus batter here on this lefty versus lefty spot. The Yankees haven't seen McClanahan, and the Rays have seen a lot of Montgomery. 68 at-bats, or 17 for 68 with 3 singles and 7 home runs. 250 average with a 932 OPS. Do the Rays get back to their winning ways? The last time the Rays lost, I was on them. It was a Rich Hill start. And Rich Hill got the money back for his last start. But they kept winning. They kept on winning. So the Yankees opened up at -113. They're now -128. 15-cent move at Pinnacle. And this total's dropped a half run from 8.5 to 8. So if you like the under, make a move on it. There's Guillermo Zertucci in the house. Oh, Rob Allen, look, if you ever see me in public, my water bottle is full of vodka. I promise you that. Nate Dogg says Tampa owns the Yankees. I'm not going to... Dad Fence is standing back in the lineup. I don't know if I've seen enough of McClanahan to trust. I'm interested in the Montgomery prop. The juice affiliated with it scares me because Bet365 is Juice City. And I don't want... when there's a market move towards the Yankees, do we say, oh, that's just the Yankee tax? Why don't we see where the money is here in this Yankee spot? Wow. So that's strange. Here we go. Money line, though. Money line's perfectly normal. 60%. It's not perfectly normal. What am I saying? 60% of the tickets are on the Rays. So they've counted 2,400 tickets. 60% of the money line is on the Rays, and 63% of the cash is on the Rays, and the market's moving towards the Yankees. And Jose says 102 with movement is pretty tough. Shane McClanahan is the next stud Rays pitcher. Jacksonville Zoe said, I would think the Yankee tax already built in when the line's made. Wow. So we have another very interesting situation here, and we have sharp cappers in the chat. Emily J. Blunt joins us sometimes. Very sharp capper. And Emily J. Blunt says that we're diving too deep into these market moves. But it scares me. And look, this shit scares me. It scares me when the public and the tickets are on one side and the market moves to the other side. Lance Rose says Rays and under. If you like the under 8.5, get on it now because they. IQJ, I'm at Sports Insights. That's what I'm using. Sharpie said, I bet Yankees yesterday. Same thing happened. I took Yankees because all the money was on the Rays. The line didn't move yesterday. Yeah. No, what? I watched you do it, Sharpie, and I watched you cash that, baby. Okay, so no move there for me. We move on to 7:07 p.m. Eastern. Miami Marlins 24 and 29. Billy Brisbane says New York might be buzzing tonight. Knicks play tonight too. Oh God, when is New York not buzzing, man? Great city. It's the best city in the world. But I'm gonna move to Vegas. Oh, Turnsy, you never need to apologize. Never need to apologize. You are a big part of the fam. And Max and I, we're going to head down to Caesars as soon as it opens up in Windsor and get lit. All right, let's go. Marlins, Jays, Salem Field, Buffalo, New York. God, it was nice to see them back in Buffalo. No disrespect to Dunedin, but nice to have them just close to us. We had our Raptors toiling in obscurity in Tampa all year. We need our team close to their fans. 66 Fahrenheit. Overcast, 4 miles per hour in. Pablo Lopez versus Alek Manoah. So Robert Allen was talking about Alek Manoah and wanting to back him. Jacksonville Zoe says Vegas best city in the world. New York City is nice to visit. I want to live in Vegas. Don't get me wrong. Sharpie says if you can get the Jays pitcher K-props, get them while you can. Average 13.5 Ks per 9 in the minors. Jays smash spot here. Nilo said I'll drive. Deal, Nilo. Deal. So Alek Manoah has the start of his dreams. His mom's cheering like crazy in the stands. It's in New York, Yankee Stadium. He pitches spectacular. 6 innings, 2 hits, 0 runs, 2 walks, 7 Ks, 2-0 win at the Yankees. 7-inning doubleheader. He's the 5th-ranked prospect in the Jays organization. He's looks like a bully on the mound. His stuff isn't ludicrous. I mean, he throws 94, 95. His change is at 90, which it probably should be at about 88, 87. He's got stuff to work on, but he's a bulldog out there. Went to West Virginia. Robert Allen says Manoah first 5, don't care what the price is. Now he's going up against the Marlins and Pablo Lopez. Pablo Lopez last start. Look, it cost me money. he still pitched well. 7 innings, 4 hits, 2 earned runs, 1 home run, 1 walk, 5 Ks, and 3-2 loss at home versus the Phillies. This Marlins team is dealing with a ton of injuries, and they weren't a good hitting club healthy. Now they have a ton of injuries. They're hitting 230 with a 650 OPS. The Jays, as I said, now the Dodgers just slipped a tiny bit ahead of them, but 2 points in the OPS. But the Jays smash righties, and Vladdy Guerrero is the most dangerous hitter in Major League Baseball, arguably. Jays are hitting 261, 772 OPS versus righties. Marlins bullpen, 3.55 ERA, 1.13 whip. They're very good. Jays bullpen, 3.50 ERA, 1.27 whip. They are good. Stan Lynch got to roll. Twins, Orioles, first 5 over and full game over. I get it, Stan. Nate Dogg says Blue Jays money line, run line, and over. And Robert Land says, I will say I do kind of like the first 5 under. All right, so there'll be only Joey Panic has seen Lopez from his days in San Francisco. And the Marlins haven't seen Manoah. It does feel like a really nice spot for Manoah, doesn't it? And the market has moved accordingly. Opener at minus 147, 11 cents over to minus 158. I could have got in at minus 160 and plus 120. It's now minus 165 for the Jays. But Lopez scares me. It's now minus 165 and plus 115. Pablo Lopez scares me. But the Jays, just their offense is so much stronger. I probably should have moved already on them. The first 5 unders at 4.5. Sharpie says was busy. Lopez on the road is trash. 5 plus ERA. There's Trot Wham in the house. Turnsy says, is this the year we see the Jays make a run? If they win the wild card game, maybe. But next year, I think, is the year when we buy into pitching. All right, I should have moved on to Jays minus 1 already. Stupid that I didn't. And I'm going to go back to the well. Cost me money right there waiting. I was waiting. I didn't consciously decide to wait. I planned on betting it, and I just didn't. Okay, we move on. I hear you, Sharpie, but I think that Lopez will fix that as he matures as a pitcher. Okay. We move on to 7:20 p.m. Eastern. Washington Nationals 22-29, 9-14 away at Atlanta Braves 25-27, 14-15 at home. Can you believe the Braves are under 500 at home? Truist Park, Atlanta, Georgia. 78 Fahrenheit, overcast, 6 miles per hour in. Okay, yeah, Jimmy, we're going to be talking about that soon. We're going to have our guy Trot Wham joining us in NBA and then Gogster in NHL. So, do we have Lester confirmed? Do we have Lester confirmed? Yes, we do. Smiley and the Braves open up at minus 150. They're now minus 152. So 2-cent move towards the Braves. This total was originally juiced to the under. It's now on the over. It's at 10. Damn, CT Bay says no Bryant or Contreras for the Cubs. Bryant better pitch hit. I did not like seeing that. Chris Smith says Washington again. You know, Robert Allen, I think I was fortunate to catch that. I mean, the Nats hit lefties and they hit Fried. That angle worked, but I didn't think Strasburg would get hurt and Voth would come in and all that stuff. But I'm happy that you cashed, my man. Okay, Lester 0-2, 4.91 ERA, 1.47 WHIP, 29 and 3rd, 22 Ks, 10 walks, 4 home runs. His last start, he went 4 innings, 5 hits, 1 earned run, 0 walks, 4 Ks, 6-2 loss at home to the Brewers in the 7-inning doubleheader. He does not look strong. Smiley 2 and 3, 5.95 ERA, 1.30 WHIP, 42 and 3rd, 37 Ks, 14 walks, 13 home runs. In his last start, he went 5 in the 3rd, 5 hits, 7 earned runs, 2 home runs, 1 walk, 4 Ks, and 9-5 loss at the Red Sox. Look, these guys just both seem vulnerable on the mound. These teams smash lefties. So Lester's been good against these Braves. 226, 667 OPS. Is he the same pitcher? I don't know. Smiley is not being as good. 282, 870 OPS. Batman Boy says screams over. It does. Let's look at the market move here and then make some decisions. Oh, we already saw this juice moving to the over. Let's see where the money is. We have 57% of the tickets on the over. And huge bets being put on the under. Huge. Someone has made a huge bet on the under because they've only counted 2,000 tickets so far. 94% of the cash is on the under. Wild. That's just wild. Then we go to first 5. No information yet. Wow. Wild. Should I let that throw me for a loop? Let's go to first 5 here. I mean, Lester has really good numbers against these Braves. But is he the same guy? There's been a 5-cent move to the under 5.5 at Pinnacle. And it just happened right now. Oh, no. Yeah, sorry. 7-cent move right now. A minute ago at Pinnacle. 1 minute ago. Oh, if you're wondering where I get that information, like that, just hit me on Twitter. Just DM me on Twitter, and I'll let you guys know. The only site we really want to publicize here is Pub Sports Radio. 5% of the total's gone under in 5 of Atlanta's last 6 games when playing Washington. Robert Allen says Lester could come out and pitch a damn gem today. You just never know what Lester's going to do. I don't need to have a quantity of action here. I do not know what to do when I see information like that. And look, I state it too often that I kind of feel very comfortable when everything is congruent. And when it's incongruent, I'd like to stay off. There's no reason for me. I'm going to have enough action anyways. I had limited action yesterday and it worked for me. Some conglomerate, somebody made a huge bet on the under in this game. And it skewed the information. And while the full game is moving to the over, the first 5 is moving to the under. Bama Boy says Braves have smashed lefties their last 4 times. Okay, so no move for me. All right, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 games left. I've got to speed things up. It's now 8 p.m. Eastern, our next game. And our guy, Jose, producer of this show, will be live at Minute Maid Park in Houston, Texas, with the roof closed. So we'll be able to hear every horrifying thing he yells at the Houston Astros before he gets smacked in the face and beaten up by women. He's here right now to join us, coming off, sadly, a loser. But I understood the move, and I would have made it too if I could have got a 4, a loser on the Phillies Reds first 5 under. But he's here to make amends right now. Jose, say hey, play of the day in business. Jose, my man, how are you? And how excited are you about being at Minute Maid Park tonight?
Jimmy, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm fucking hot right now. I'm coming in hot. I am fairly annoyed.
Okay.
We've had some things break this morning. My favorite basketball team, the Boston Celtics, moving around, shaking. They're gonna hire some dumb fuck to take over the franchise, but Brad Stevens is still my president, so that's interesting. The Boston Red Sox lose 2 straight against the Astros. Worst or hardest 17-game stretch for these next 17 days. We're going to play the Yankees soon. I'm pretty angry, Jim. I'm not going to lie. And Jimmy, the fucking Phillies. The fucking Phillies decide to shake their ass up and wake up and score 17 runs out of their fucking ass. So guess what? I'm going to be like Jim Calhoun today, Jimmy. I don't know if you've seen this. I fucked up, Jimmy. I fucked up. Is that what you want me to say, Chet? I fucked up. But guess what? Not a dime back. Not a dime back, Jimmy.
I like it. I like the passion. I like the fire. You have a very interesting game ahead of you with Nick Pavetta, Pride of Victoria, British Columbia. 6-0, 3.86 ERA, 1.27 whip, 53 2/3, 59 Ks, 26 walks, 4 home runs. In his last start, he got touched, still threw 9 Ks, still pitching much better than I imagined. 6 innings, 7 hits, 4 earned runs, 1 home run, 2 walks, 9 Ks, and 9-5 win at home over the Braves. Going up against the lefty Framber Valdez, who came back from injury, only threw 4 innings and looked fine. allowed a solo shot in the 10-3 extra inning loss at home to the Padres, but 4 innings, 2 hits. And Red Sox smash lefties. 273, 761 OPS. Astros are hitting everything right now, and righties included, 253, 742 OPS. Red Sox bullpen, when I thought they were about to buckle and be garbage, they started pitching better again. 3.74 ERA, 1.38 whip. And Astros bullpen looks vulnerable. What is your move live at Minute Maid Park tonight?
Well, it's going to come to no surprise. I'm taking the Red Sox tonight. I said beginning of this, I think it's 2 days ago now. It feels like forever ago. They're going to lose both these games, and they're going to win both the games that I'm at. That's obviously going to happen. Like I said, I have a lifetime record of 1-2 there. I'm going to keep this short, sweet, and simple, Jimmy. I'm taking first 5 plus 115, and I'm taking full game. But I'm going to give out first 5 for this lovely show. First 5 plus 115. I've got it at Bovada right now. Nick Pivetta. I can tell you right now, Nick Pivetta, he's been one of the better pitchers on the Red Sox. 6-0. Viper, thank you for telling me that. I do sound like an emotional girl. But Nick Pivetta has been the guy. I believe in Nick Pivetta. Framber Valdez and his fucking broken-ass pinky are not going to have a good day today. It's going to be a low-scoring game, actually, so I do like the under as well. But I believe in Nick Pivetta. I believe in Nick Pivetta. I believe in the Red Sox hitting. I believe in Alex Cora. And guess what? If things aren't going my way to start off the third inning, I'll be right fucking there to yell at fucking whoever I want to. Alex Verdugo, you fuck, hit the ball. Nick Pivetta, fucking spin it and throw it in the dirt. That's what we need, Jimmy. And guess what? I'm about to drive 3 fucking hours to go to that cesspool Houston. And I'm going to fucking get in there, Jimmy. I'm going to get in there. I'm going to get in the Crawford boxes. And God damn it, Jimmy, I'm going to come back with one of my life goals, Jimmy. One of my life goals in a baseball game is to catch a home run ball with my bare fucking hands, Jimmy. And one year I had a ball fly over my head above me, and some fucking little kid got it beside me. That fuck. This time, Jimmy, I'm going to catch a home run ball. I'm going to shove a kid out of my way. I'm going to fucking cash these bets. And Nicky Smooches, Nick Pivetta, complete game shutout. He's probably only going to throw 6 innings, but he's going to do it. And I can't wait, Jimmy. I fucking can't wait. Red Sox by 1,000,000 today.
Jose, are you drunk right now?
No, but I will be.
Bodog, is that where you got the plus 115?
Yes.
They are taking you to the cleaners because it's plus 135 everywhere else at every other.
Oh.
So I will give you the plus 135 that's available everywhere else. And plus 135 is market. Plus 135 is market. So Jose's say-hey play today is the Red Sox first 5 at plus 135. There's Sabino Anguano in the house. So let's just there's not a big sample size against Pivetta. They're 4 for 12, double and a triple. Against Framber Valdez, not a big sample size for the Sox. They're 3 for 8. And interesting that you are looking towards a lower scoring game. The roof is closed, by the way. The roof is closed.
Thank God. I'd sweat my dick off if it wasn't.
This total opened up, first 5 total opened up at 5. It's now down to 4.5. Interesting there. Very interesting. And from a market perspective here, we have 44% of the tickets on the money line on the Red Sox, 37% of the cash on the money line on the Red Sox. And full game, we've seen what kind of movement here on the money line. In total, we've seen Houston go from minus 125 to minus 141. So, that makes sense here. Very, very interesting. Jose, be safe. Be safe, but scream loud. Scream loud. We want to be able to hear you while we're watching the telecast, so scream loud.
Just look for some asshole in the Crawford boxes wearing a bunch of Red Sox stuff amongst a sea of orange. That's going to be me. I'll be that asshole.
Do you have somebody who's going to be sitting beside you? Is your girlfriend going to be sitting beside you apologizing to everybody on your behalf?
She will be beside me. I don't know if the apologies will be there. Okay. I'd like to think of her as my holdback guy. Like if I ever, someone wanted to start an altercation with me, she would hold me back, and then I'd get my ass promptly kicked after.
Okay. Hold back girl.
Yeah. Females.
Okay. All right.
Hey,
Jose, spectacular work. God bless you. Travel safe. Safe travels. Have a wonderful, wonderful time. Red Sox, first 5 at plus 135. Jose will not be with us tomorrow. He's
I will
with
be
us
sending
right
a video,
now.
though.
You will send us a video. Okay. And
yes,
the play?
I will.
And the Jose
yes, the video will be a play. It may or may not be from the stadium. Who knows? Who's to say? Who's to say?
It.
Maybe me and one of my good friends on the Red Sox, my Venezuelan brothers, because if you're from Venezuela, you obviously like each other. We might go hand in hand. Maybe we'll get some brews after the game. Your boy Martin Perez is pitching tomorrow, Venezuela. Maybe we'll chat it up. Be like, Martin, what's up? What's going to happen? Are we going under 8? I don't know.
I like it. Jose, Godspeed on your travels. So, Jose, say hey, play of the day. Red Sox first 5 at plus 135. It's almost NBA time. Let's get through these last couple games. I can tell you in the next spot, 8:40 p.m. Eastern, I'm on the Colorado Rockies at home. I'm taking Senzatella at home. I'm trusting him against Jordan Lyles. I said on yesterday's show, there was some games I didn't follow through. I was like, God, I want to be there, and I want to have money on when Eric Lauer gets lit up, because it's going to happen. And the Tigers did it to him, and I didn't have money on it, whatever. Well, I'm not going to make this mistake with Lyles. He's been okay. And he had an okay start in the 3-2 loss to the Mariners. This is a much tougher place to pitch. He's coming off 6 innings, 6 hits, 3 earned runs, 1 home run, 1 walk, 8 Ks, and 3-2 loss to the Mariners. He's a 5.79 ERA, 1.50 whip. It's nice weather in Colorado, 76 Fahrenheit, clear, 5 miles per hour in. Senzatella's last start wasn't very good. It was at the Mets, 4 innings, 4 hits, 2 earned runs, 0 home runs, 2 walks, 3 Ks, and a 4-2 loss. Rangers just 224, 674 OPS versus righties. Rockies just 222, 650 OPS versus righties. Very interesting here. When I took the Rockies first 5, I got minus 120. They were offering me first 5 minus a half at plus 100. They were only giving me 20 cents. That also kind of made me think I was on the right side here. Robert Allen says Rockies are going to absolutely destroy Texas 13-2. Rockies win. Danny A. Jose's play is the Red Sox first 5 at plus 135. Thank you, Jacksonville Zoe, my man. So, Rockies bullpen is a tire fire, man. 5.37 ERA, 1.53 whip. You want nothing to do with them. CT Base says Rockies 2-8 and Senzatella starts like this over. I like Senzatella at home. I don't like the Rockies. I want to cut it down to as short a spot as possible. In this full game here in Colorado, Texas, this total's gone from 10.5 to 11, so they expect runs. And the markets move towards the Rangers. Senzatella opened up minus 114 now. Lyles minus 114. Has that been the same? Tell me it hasn't been the same on the first 5. Let's just say that's full game because they want to attack the Rockies bullpen. Tell me that. And that's right. Okay. So the first 5 is a pick 'em. It's a minus 110. Has my book moved to minus 110? Because I got minus 120 like an ass clown. I'm going to be pissed off. Minus 105 now. Just a 15-cent bet. Now I'm very concerned about this bet. Oh, I should have waited. So you have 63% of the tickets on the Rockies money line, 42% of the cash. I think I put myself in a bad situation. God, minus 120. I could have got minus 105. Upsetting. Let's move over to baseball data. Against Lyles, they're hitting 259, 667 OPS, just 7 for 27. Only 3 batters have seen Senzatella. They're 0 for 8. Okay, I'm uncomfortable there. Move on to Cardinals, Dodgers. That Cardinals first 5 at plus 170. Cardinals to score first yesterday was glorious. Cardinals are 31-24, 16-14 on the road at LA Dodgers, 32-23, 18-10 at home. We're at Dodger Stadium, Los Angeles, California. 72 Fahrenheit clear, 7 miles per hour to right center. Carlos Martinez, 3-4, 4.22 ERA, 1.07 whip, 53 and 30 K, 16 walks, 3 home runs. In his last start, he looked okay. Extra inning win at Arizona, 6 innings, 3 hits, 3 earned runs, 0 home runs, 1 walk, 6 K. I guess it's better than okay. It's a quality start. Walker Buehler, 3-0, 2.66 ERA, 0.90 whip, 64 and 62 Ks, 11 walks, 9 home runs allowed. In his last start, It was an 8-5 extra inning loss at home to the Giants, but he pitched fine. 6 innings, 3 hits, 1 earned run, 1 home run, 3 walks, 3 Ks. The Cardinals are only hitting 226, 675 OPS versus righties. The Dodgers smash righties, 257, 774 OPS. Cardinals bullpen 4.41 ERA, 1.45 whip, converted 20 of 25. Dodgers bullpen 3.74 ERA, 1.29 whip, converted 18 of 33. I'd like to back the Dodgers here, but the market's created a situation where it's very difficult to do. Are you going to back the Dodgers minus 1.5, minus 115? I don't think I want to do that, even though the Cardinals don't hit righties. You could go to the first 5 scenario. Why don't we go to but you'd have to go minus 1. It's just the market knows that the Dodgers are very dangerous with Buehler on the mound, and the Cardinals don't hit righties, and gone from minus 221 to minus 225 at Pinnacle. This total was originally juiced to the under 8, it's now juiced to the over 8. And baseball data here against Martinez, maybe that'll tell the tale. They're only 10 at bats against Martinez, and 52 at bats against Walker. They're 8 for 52. He just shuts them down. So, oh, nice. Jeff Slaughter says Red Sox lose. I'm shaving Jose's head with my Manscaped clippers. I like it, Jeff. DC says 90% of money in bets on LA. Kyle Wright, umpire trend. 9-0 to the under. And David Sharp says Manoah's at 5.5 Ks. Bet your house payment, fellas. Robert Allen says Dodgers respond today. I don't know. Cardinals are a good squad. They are. There's no doubt about that. And then I would have to take the Dodgers at minus 1 on the first 5 if that's what I wanted. Minus 1 on the first 5. Let's just see what that would cost me here. Very quickly, alternative 5-inning line. The minus 1 wouldn't even be a plus price. That's just too expensive. Chris Smith, that minus 1 is too expensive. For me, that full game minus 1 is too expensive. I would have to take a minus 1.5. It's minus 230 and minus 115. If anybody needs a minus 1 calculator, just mention that, but we'll put it in right now. The minus 230 and minus 115 in the minus 1 run line calculator is a minus 176. I can't do that. All right. Martial arts fan is on the Cardinals. I am making no move. But I'd like to take Buehler. I guess the first 5 minus 1 is somewhat appealing to me. But I'd have to see a minus 115 and plus 120. Why don't we just pop that in the calculator very quickly? A minus 150 plus 120 is a minus 114. Okay. I don't know if that's worth it. I don't think it is. All right. We move on to 10:10 p.m., our last game, and then we get to our guy, Trot Wham. So let's do this quick. Oakland Athletics, Seattle Mariners, T-Mobile Park, Seattle, Washington, 79 Fahrenheit clear, 7 miles per hour with Sean Manaea, 3-2, 3.86 ERA, 1.32 whip, 60 2/3, 62 Ks, 14 walks, 7 home runs. Last start, he went 6 2/3, allowed 6 hits, 1 earned run, 0 home runs, 3 walks, 8 Ks, and 3-1 win at home versus the Angels. Going up against Chris Flexen. Chris Flexen is very good at home. He does well in this pitcher's ballpark. You get him on the road, he gets slaughtered. 5-2, 4.34 ERA, 1.43 whip, 47 2/3, 30 Ks, 10 walks, 5 home runs. In his last start, he went 7 innings, 3 hits, 0 earned runs, 1 walk, 6 Ks, and a 5-0 win at home over the Rangers. A's are just 222, 701 OPS versus righties. Mariners are just 206, 652 versus lefties. A's bullpen's improving very quickly. Mariners bullpen is struggling now. Really struggling. All right, let's take a look and see what we have here from a market perspective. We have the total originally just to the under 8. It's now just to the over 8. That makes sense to me. Because it's at 8. Not because I think this will be a real high-scoring game, but Manaea opening up at minus 131. He's now minus 146. I like the A's, but at what price? Mariners don't hit lefties. Let's just go to baseball data. And only 3 batters have seen Manaea, but they've seen him 56 at-bats, 16 for 56. 286, average 722 OPS. Only 2 batters have seen Flexen. Flexen pitches well at home. The A's don't really hit righties. I have a lean towards the A's at minus 1. I'm going to leave it there. I think I'm just going to leave it there, but I'll take a look at it afterwards. Okay, let's review action very quickly. I'm on the Cubbies first 5 at minus 120. That first 5 over 5 looks too easy in the Twins Orioles, and it scares me. But I get it. Our guy Sharpie's on the 30K prop. Montgomery over 5.5 strikeouts. I'm going to move on the Blue Jays minus 1. I haven't bet that yet, and there's a mistake for waiting. Jose's say hey play today's the Red Sox first 5 at plus 135. I'm already on the Rockies at minus 120. It's now at minus 105 at my book. I don't recommend tailing that. Not a lot of action for me again. I could move on the A's minus 1. I could move on the Dodgers first 5 minus 1. Seems pretty juicy. I'm going to need to spend a little more time. That is MLB. We're coming off a gorgeous day in MLB. 4-0 plus 4.9 units. We've hit 9 straight MLB bets, and maybe that's why I'm a little just not adding as much. There's Sanka. We haven't seen Sanka in so long. Thank you for joining us, Sanka. And it is time to talk NBA. We went 2-0 in NBA yesterday. Very easy cashes on both the Suns minus 5 and LeBron under 46.5 points, rebounds, and assists. It was open at 42.5, and I waited all night for it to get up to 46.5. We have 4 big games to talk about right now. Let's bring on your man and mine, Trot Wham in the house, a.k.a. Wham Bam, coming to us live from Long Beach, California, by way of Compton, California. Trot Wham, what up? How are you?
What's up, brother? How you doing, man? How's everybody in the chat doing? Hopefully we make this money today, brother. Yes, sir. Great time to come off of a heater, and I come here with a hot man, so I'm feeling good about that, brother.
I'm excited. I'm very, very excited. We have spectacular games ahead of us. Let's get right into it, Wham Bam. We start with 7 p.m. Eastern. 2 bets I've already made.
Okay.
I took the Wizards at plus 6. I took the Wizards team total over. I believe I got 111.5. I'll have to check that right now. I believe I got 111.5 on the team total. I did 111.5. I can't wait to hear you break this down. It opened at 6.5. It's now at 6. This total has not moved. Not moved an inch. 229.5. Open 229.5 right across the board. We're at Wells Fargo Center in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. The Wizards were 15-21 on the road. The Sixers were 29-7 at home. Wizards regular season pace fastest in the NBA at 104.67, and the pace of this series has been the fastest in the playoffs at 102.63. 76ers pace in the regular season was 12th at 100.12 possessions a game. Embiid, right knee injury after 11 minutes. He's doubtful. Not expected to be in the lineup. He missed 21 to 72 games this year. The Sixers finished 10-11 without him. Ben Simmons is taking a ton of heat right now for his shot. It's haunting him again. He went 5 for 11 in game 4 from the free throw line. He's 5 for 20 in the series. The way I see this is without Embiid, are the Sixers better than the Wizards? Maybe marginally. I don't know. Are they 6 points better than the Wizards? The Wizards beat the Sixers when Westbrook went 3 of 19 from the field and Beal went 9 of 23 from the field. Davis Bertans is out. Okay. Should they be 6-point dogs here? Wham Bam, take it away. Wizards, Sixers.
Yeah, I think it's a closer game than the 6. So I think you're right to back the Wizards there. Oh, sorry. The way you looked, it looked like I was muted there. I'm sorry. So yeah, I think that the Wizards probably is a spot here. I'm so spooked on this. Where's the spot though? Just because Bertans is not a big loss in my opinion because he's been shooting terrible all year. I mean, he did kind of pick it up that game that he did get out. But other than that, I didn't see any production from him that was, says that he's a big key point there. But from what you're saying though, based off of last game, man, if these guys didn't have the free throw thing, they kind of would have had this series already packed up, man. This series would have been packed up already. Ben Simmons just kind of just fell off. I mean, just couldn't make 2 free throws, bro. Like, damn, just 2 free throws, just focus in, and that shit was depressing, bro. I'm not gonna lie. So honestly, I don't have any play on the side here. I would lean over though because I believe that there's gonna be a tempo game just because Embiid is out. My way of looking here is I'm gonna attack it on a prop perspective. I've already had hit this prop twice already. I only gave it out. This is going to be my first time giving it out publicly here, but I like the Tobias Harris over 8.5 rebounds. He's hit over this total over the last 3 games. Last game, he had 13 rebounds. The game before that, with Embiid in the lineup, he had 13 rebounds as well. Prior to that, it was 9 rebounds. So he could get over this easily, in my opinion. I think it's at minus 114 at the book that I took it at. I think you're going to still be able to get that right now. Over 8.5 rebounds is where I'm looking at. Shout out to MMA Locker Room. Looks like he's thinking the same way. Shout out to Dutch as well. Shout out to you, Dutch, bro. Dutch was on the heater. You guys with the Suns pick, that hurt my heart. I'm not going to lie. It hurt my heart. But in this game here, I think I'm just going to keep my heart away from it because I do want the Wizards to win outright, honestly. I think they could win outright. I'm going to leave my heart out of it. I'm going to take Tobias Harris over 8.5. I think that's probably the best way of taking this. Just thinking that he's going to be that guy down low. He runs the 4, possibly run a little bit more 4. Maybe even you see him at the 5. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't even be surprised if you see him at the 5 there with Dwight Howard with foul trouble like he's always in. So I think Tobias Harris is probably the best play here. You may be able to look at his points as well. But as far as the side there, just to go back, the reason why I think the Washington Wizards are going to be probably the play here is because you're not getting the same Philadelphia team without Embiid. I mean, they had to do all the different types of things throughout the season to get these guys motivated to play up without Embiid. And if you're really relying on Ben Simmons after him shrinking there, I think you could see them having a mental lapse here in this game. I think they could see that this series could be longer than they expected, and they may try to, get Embiid back out there, which is good news that it's not that bad of a knee injury. But I think he's probably cooked for this series for sure, even if they win this game as far as the Wizards. So I think I like their Wizards pick a lot, but I'm going to just stick to what I've already locked in. I'm going to take the over 8.5 rebounds for Tobias Harris. I think that's probably the best play for me.
One of the things that you mentioned is something that I would expect the total to go up, and it's not going up. And I don't know what Doc's going to do with Simmons late in games now, knowing that they're just going to be fouling him. The hack of Simmons will be utilized. But you mentioned you get Embiid out of the paint. And when I think of Embiid getting out of the paint, I think there's going to be more points. But we've seen no movement on this full game total. And we've seen no movement on this first half total. Actually, we've finally seen a little bit of movement. Bookmakers moved it to 117. Why do you think this total is not going up?
That's an interesting way of looking at it. I don't, honestly, I think the total, it probably has something to do with the production of Embiid, but that's kind of like of a square way of looking at it, in my opinion. I think there may be some type of, someone knows that there's some type of adjustments that's going to be made here. I think that you're going to see the 76ers play different for sure, because you're not playing, they're not expecting to have Embiid out there, so they're going to play different. I just don't believe that they're going to play that much different, that it's going to be a slow tempo game. They're going to have that defense for sure, but I mean, I don't think that they're, I just think that this is going to be an over type game. The pace should be a little bit ramped up with the Sixers. I'm not sure. I'm not really sure, bro. It's kind of a little bit what you call it, man. But I think somebody said, do I have the same room as Ski? Yeah, man. Me and Ski, we live together. I got to use the room today, so hopefully, he doesn't kick me out.
I like it. I like your look with Harris. I'm not going to go deeper than two bets on this game. I'd like to not go deeper. I've been telling myself not to bet props, and then I pulled the trigger on the under with LeBron. Nino says the Wizards are 12-3-1 against spread in the last 16 road games, 27-1 against spread in the last 28 games overall. Wow. Okay, I'm on the Wizards +6 and the Wizards team total over. I believe taking the Wizards team total over is like taking the over. So I don't need to double up there. All right, a very fun first game of the night. Half an hour later, we have probably the game of the night. I mean, maybe the Mavs Clips have something to say about that, but come on. We're Madison Square Garden in New York, baby. And that's where you want to talk basketball. First round East Game 5. Atlanta leads the series 3-1. Hawks were 16-20 on the road this year. Knicks were 25-11 at home. This series has so much emotion. It is so much fun. This total opened up at 208. No movement. And I know lines get sharp this time of year, and this is a perfect example of it. New York opening up as 1-point favorites. They're now 1.5-point favorites. The pace from both teams was slow during the year. Hawks this season, in the regular season, were 22nd at 98.68 possessions a game. Knicks regular season, they were 30th last at 96.32 possessions a game. The series is at 95.63 possessions a game, which is actually a little bit quicker than I had expected. In the Hawks 113-96 win on Sunday, 6 players scored in double figures. They led by as many as 26. Trae Young goes for 27. Only 13 of 260 NBA teams that have fallen behind 3-1 in the postseason have come back to win the series. The Knicks are 0 for 13 in such situations. There was a lot of emotion, a lot of hits. Collins, 4 stitches, getting hit by Randall. Then Gallinari hit Bullock. Randall gets a flagrant foul for shoving Gallinari. It's very fun to watch this kind of basketball. The Knicks allowed a league low 104.7 points per game. The 113 the Hawks put on them were the most surrendered by New York since the 128-105 loss to the Suns May 7th. Extremely interesting. Break it down for us. How we make money, wham bam, Hawks, Knicks.
This is the only game I haven't made a bet on because I wanted to have this conversation with you. This, like you said, this is probably the game of the night. This is probably one of the most interesting games and probably the most eyes I'm probably gonna watch this game the most. And I think, like you said, man, like you mentioned, as far as the toughness, as far as not even the toughness, just the grittiness in this game. These guys going bickering back and forth. Very, very old school playoff vibes. I can't think of any other way than thinking that the Knicks come out and play well tonight. I just can't wrap my mind. I want to take the Hawks, though. My mind and my heart is telling me to take the Hawks, take them on the money line, call it a day. I'm right there with you, Robert Allen. The Hawks all day should be here, but we finally got an over last game. Does that mean that this is going to be a little bit more of an up-tempo? Did the adjustments make the over happen, or is this just these guys shooting better? I think that maybe there's some sort of adjustments that's been made to get Julius Randle to go right that he's okay with. I mean, he hasn't went freaking right all freaking series, bro. Like, he's just hard-headed. He's going to go left. He's going to go left, and they know that he's going to do that. And I think that's the reason why you're having the Hawks successful here, because it's kind of easy to game plan or if a guy's not going to go right. It's kind of easy to game plan, in my opinion. So that's where my heart is telling me. My heart is telling me that, but my brain is telling me, man, like the Knicks here at the house as a favorite. I mean, obviously the lines are sharp. That's been their best bet of the year. I'm thinking that the Knicks is probably the spot. I didn't make a play here yet. I didn't look any props because I'm strictly on the side here. I believe. I just want to have this conversation with you. I don't really have too much here other than I think that the Hawks really take this all the way out, bro. I think the Hawks take this all the way out, but my heart is telling, I'm thinking the Knicks is probably the spot here. So it's kind of scaring me off of anything, honestly, as far as the total and even props here, because I would lean over, but I mean, we only seen one over, which was the last game. And I don't think that we probably couldn't even see another over. And that was the lowest total as well. It was set at 208.5 last game. It went over that. Other than that, it was at 212 the game before, 213, 214. So I don't think that we're going to see anything higher than 214 here in this series if this does continue. But I just think that this is possibly the Hawks spot, but I'm very scared of the Knicks in the Garden. One of their best bets this year is being at the house as a favorite. So it's tough here. Tough. But I definitely want to get the back and forth with you, brother. This is one of the things I was anticipating to have this conversation with. So I'm leaning Hawks, honestly. That's probably the way I would bet it, but the Knicks is scaring me, bro.
You would expect – okay, well, there's two major angles here. The Hawks are a very young squad. They haven't been there and done that. Can they close out a series on the road? Can they do that? And then have the Knicks given you any inclination that they are going to step up in Game 6 and take care of business? And the problem and the reason why you're probably betwixt in this spot is the answer is no to both of those. right?
Right.
So I can't trust the Hawks at this young of a club to go into MSG and win this enormous game up 3-1. I also can't trust the Knicks to step up. So with both those situations, it's very difficult for me to make a bet.
Yeah, it's tough. I love to talk about Capella though, man. I see a guy in the chat, 2Play Tony. Shout out to 2Play Tony. Says Knicks first quarter, first half. Capella is more foolish than Ashanti. I love that comment. Love that comment, bro. That's hilarious. But yeah, I kind of would. I think that's another reason why it scared me off as well, man. Like Reggie Bullock has been trash this series, in my opinion. I mean, he did have 4 threes on the 26th one against his game, 15 points. I think it's the most he had in the series so far. But last game, he shot an offer. You know, that's somebody that, you know, you're expecting him to be the only shot maker on their team here. And he's shooting an offer, bro. You know, they kind of cook. So that's funny. I would like to see him bounce back as well. But yeah, it's tough, man. This is a tough game. I'm going to watch this game probably the most here.
Carlos Luder says the under is the bet. And I agree with the under being the bet, except that I think there's going to be a lot of fouling.
Yeah.
It's going to be hard fouls. It's going to be fouling. There's going to be emotion. It's going to be tight defense. I lean towards the under right now. Let's just see what the market has done with this game quickly. We got to move on because we need time for NBA. But at this point on the spread, 17% of the money line. Excuse me, I said spread money line. So let's go with the money line. Money line will be better. On the spread, the money is 83% on the Knicks. And 55% of the tickets. So there's some big bets made on the Knicks. On the money line, 68% of the cash is on the Knicks and just 46% of the tickets. In the total situation, 63% of the tickets and 62% of the cash is on the over.
I think we could trust Trae Young though as well. So I see somebody else in the chat talk about Trae Young.
And interesting enough that 25.5 points is now juiced to the under at Bet365. So money coming in on the under 25.5 at 365. Wow. I do not, after this season, I do not have the confidence to. If I was going to make a move, it'd be on the under though. I'm going to leave a couple question marks there. And we have no official pick from you on this spot.
Nah, I lean Hawks, man. But I'm not going to get to the window on that. Probably. I got some more action here till later on. So,
Robert Cherry has New York Knicks first quarter -1.5. Not looking at any other look. I do like the Knicks to come out fired up, but watching them shoot the ball, I'm just hesitant. I'm just hesitant. Okay, let's move on to the next spot. 9:30 p.m. Eastern, West first round, Game 5. Utah up 3-1. Grizzlies were 20-16 on the road. Jazz were 31-5 at Vivint Smart Home Arena in Salt Lake City, Utah this year. The pace is being exactly what these guys ran during the regular season. Grizzlies were 8th at 100.77 possessions a game. Jazz were 16th at 99.37 possessions a game. It's at 99.25, the pace in the series. Donovan Mitchell has completely changed the series, averaging 28 points in the 3 games since he returned from injury. 30 points, 8 assists in Monday's 120-113 road win. The Jazz have averaged 127.3 points in the 3 games since he rejoined the team. And Ja Morant and Dylan Brooks are doing all they can. It just isn't enough. It just isn't enough. But can they cover here? Again, 9.5 with no movement. This total opened up at 225.5. It's now 226.5 across the board. Pinnacle's moved it to 227. So if you like the over, bet it now because the rest of the books will be at 227 here in a second. Take it away, Wham Bam. Grizzlies.
Yeah, I like that market move towards the over. That's something that I am looking to add onto my card here. But I already have 2, possibly 3 plays on this game here. I'm going to go right back to the well with Royce O'Neal over 1.5 3-point makes. Man, you guys seen it last game, the game before as well. Just seems like once the penetration starts for the Jazz, if it's Conley or if it's Mitchell, they're kicking it out to Royce O'Neal. He's getting wide open looks and he's knocking down those looks, man. So I like the 1.5 over 1.5 3-point makes for Royce O'Neal once again. It's at plus money, I believe, last night. So I think it's at minus 105 right now. You're still getting a pretty good look at it as well. And another side, I'm going to go on the opposite side. I didn't get this play out last game, but I was on it. It was the Grayson Allen over 1.5 3-point makes. Man, I don't understand why they're giving Grayson Allen over 1.5. That should be 2.5 for sure. So I think that's going to be a easier play than most here. I like the Grayson Allen one as well. He's another guy that's been knocking down his threes over the last 3 games. He's been at least got 2 of those in this spot with Grayson Allen. He's another guy that they rely on to make that shot. So I don't think that they're going to really try to take him out the game plan as far as for the Memphis, because it's been working there. So I think he's going to continue to get his looks as well. So Grayson Allen, I got that at minus 103. Over 1.5 threes. I just think those 2 guys are going to make their shots when they're open, and we don't really necessarily have to force anything else. Now, the next play here, I didn't give this one out as well last time, but I was I stayed off of this game. I stayed off of this play last game because it was at 9.5 for the assist for Conley. Conley was at 9.5 for assists. Now, right now, the 7.5 is juice. Minus 137. Don't get me wrong. It is very, very juice, but I believe that that's an easy number for him to hit. The way he's been distributing the ball has been very much the ignition for this offense for the Jazz. As far as what Donovan Mitchell has been able to do, he's been going over his assist total as well. I think it's at 4.5, but I think that we're going to get more production out of this guy, Conley, on that side. He had 7 assists last game. That was the only time he didn't go over this total this series. Other than that, he's been going over that 7.5 easily. The last game, it was at 9.5. So I think the books were very sharp there to put it at 9.5. Now they got it right back down to 7.5. I think the overreaction is possibly just something that we could take advantage of the market there. So I think the 7.5 is a look here for Conley. And I'm with the Jazz here. I'm with the Jazz. I like the Jazz to smash this out. This is definitely a Cancun spot, like my guy Dennis Garcia said in the chat. This is definitely 1, 2, 3 Cancun. These guys are very deep for Memphis. They're very young. They're very talented. Don't get me wrong, but it's just too much to overcome. These guys are shooting threes, and they're trying to go down there and make 2. So that's pretty much the way you got to look at this series, is that these guys are going to continue to get their looks in the paint, which is which is the Memphis Grizzlies. They're not stopping them out of the paint, so they're going to get those looks. And as far as the threes for the other side, they're going to shoot 47, 43 threes a game, and they're going to make almost half of those. So I think that's what we're going to see today, and I like the over look as well. But I'm not going to make it official right now. I'm going to wait and see if we can get see what the market does. But like you said, if you do like the over, you probably want to lock it in now at the 26. It makes sense right now.
It feels like it's good night, Irene. It's just the line is so well put at 9.5. I'm very close to moving on the Jazz, 9.5. So official plays for you: Royce O'Neal, Grayson Allen, over 1.5 each.
Yes, sir. Over 1.5 each. And then I'm also going to take the Mike Conley heavily juiced to the over 7.5 assists at minus 137. I'm going to take that as well. We already locked that in, so we're going to make that official as well. So those will be the 4 plays that I'm on so far. And I do have one more left here. And it's going to be something I think my guy Dutch is going to like as well. So let's go ahead and whenever you're ready, bro, let's go ahead and talk about that Luka guy.
I am ready to talk about Luka, and very clearly, the biggest note I think in this entire game is the 2 days off, not the 1 day off. That extra day off has to help Luka, who's dealing with this neck pain. 19 points, 9 of 24 shooting on Sunday, and now it's Wednesday, and that's a big, big change. Let's talk about this spot here. Clippers, Mavs. Clippers open up at 7. They're now at 7.5. Although Pinnacle hasn't moved into 7.5. They're at 7. This total opened up at 218. It's now at 217. Both teams had slow pace during the regular season. Mavs 26th, Clippers 28th, 97.94 and 97.63 possessions, respectively. The series is down to 91.38 possessions a game. Clippers back in the series. 118-108 win in Game 3, and then a 106-81 beatdown in Game 4. Kawhi Leonard averaging 32.5 points in those 2 games, shooting 24 of 32. Paul George, 24.5 points per game. After going 3 for 15 from 3, he goes 5 for 12. And Tim Hardaway. I forget who mentioned in the chat, can Tim Hardaway stay hot? And I was like, yeah, of course. I mean, he's just been hot down all the way down the stretch, and I was wrong. He 5 for 22 shooting at home. Just surprised me that he wilted under the pressure. Dennis Garcia says Luka goes for 40, but Clips win. Take it away, Wham Bam, Mavs, Clippers.
Yeah, Luka the Don is the way I'm looking here. I'm going over the points, bro. 29.5. I think that's cheap. I think that's going to happen. Obviously, the last game, he was dealing with left neck stiffness, basically. And after the next day, they said it was a tremendous difference from the next day from the time that he was playing. So in that last game with the stiffness in the neck, he had 19 points, 9 for 24, 1 for 7 from 3. Before that, he was at least knocking down 5 threes in this series. So before that, he was knocking down at least 5 threes in the series. Say that one more time here, because the game before was 7 threes, 7 out of 13, 5 out of 13, 5 out of 11. Man, he was knocking down the shot, and he was doing it on a fadeaway. He was knocking it down on a fadeaway as well. So I like this guy to definitely bounce back. I don't think the adjustments were really to slow down Luka. I think it was mostly about getting the guys down low, taking care of the rebounding, and stopping guys from coming in the paint, which is, I feel like, Zubac being off the floor definitely helped them for the Clippers. That was a great adjustment by Ty Lue. There are going to be adjustments from this other side as well. I believe that you're going to see Dallas make adjustments. I like the Dallas Mavericks to win this game, to be honest, but I think it's way better, just way safer to take the Luka the Don over 29.5 points. This is something that he could easily go over, possibly even go over this in the first half, bro. Like, to be honest with you, I wouldn't be surprised if he goes off for 45, 46. We've already seen him get 44, 15 from 28 from the field. I think that's the type of night that we're expecting here. Possibly a triple-double night for Luka as well. The only issue that I have with the Mavs is obviously it's going to be Porzingis, bro. Where are you, Porzingis? We may need to find some sort of empty box milk carton to put his face, slap it right on there, because he's MIA. For a guy that's getting paid that much, he's MIA, bro. Same thing with Luke Kennard, but I only got to bring that up. But I would say this for sure. Luka the Don definitely should be bounced back in tonight. I knew my guy Dutch was going to like that one there, so I see you in the chat. Shout out to Dutch. I think the Mavs are live for sure. I think they are live for sure. I'm just not sold on a supporting cast, like you mentioned, as far as Tim Hardaway being out of commission last game. It's just pathetic. Those guys are, you're relying on him, especially when Porzingis is not playing well. Finley Smith hasn't really shown up really that much in this series as well. So those guys are kind of concerning me as far as backing the Mav all the way. So I'm just gonna stick to it. Keep it cute, bro. Keep it cute, and just keep it at Luka the Don, bro. I think Luka is the Don. Maybe Skeeb gonna be kicking me out the living room shortly. So I'm just gonna stick to Luka the Don, bro. I'm just gonna stick to Luka the Don.
28.5. It's at my book right now. At, again, Bet365 milks you if you want to make player props. Minus 120 on each side. Just dicks. I'm trying so hard not to make player props ever again at Bet365. Ever again. Great breakdown. So you have no concerns about the neck?
I don't think that the neck is a problem now. Because it's a stiff neck. He had a stiff neck. He probably had a bad pillow, bro, the night before. He had a bad pillow. I've had these before. I'm an old man now. I got kids and shit. Bad pillows, it is the worst enemy for father.
Cubans hooking them up with Egyptian cotton and shit like that, man.
Come on, bro. Like, why you got a stiff neck? Then nobody hit him or anything, But honestly, though, the neck is a big problem. I think I heard it on some show as far as helping him peripheral. He's a good peripheral type guy. You got to make those type of passes and shit like that. That's cool and all, but as far as his neck, I don't think that it was reported that he's, tremendously better the day before. And like you said, bro, those are 2 good days off. 2 good days off to go into the massage parlor, wherever Deshaun Watson is going down there in Texas. He had to slide there, got himself right, ready to go.
Man, that was the problem with Deshaun. He was improvising. He was trying to create his own massage parlors, man.
Yeah, you can't
if he was going to the old, the Flower Lily spa at the plaza, he would have been fine. But he was creating his own massage parlors, and that was the problem with Deshaun. All right, great stuff. We got to move on to NHL. Right now, I'm close to moving on the Jazz minus 9.5 and the under in the Knicks-Hawks game. But I've already moved on the Wizards +6 and the Wizards team total over. And it's very difficult. Can you review your action and tell us where we can find you on Twitter, my man?
Yes, sir. Walter Trotter, the Sound Trot Wham on Twitter. You can find me on Who Bangin' Sports Talk every Wednesday, 2:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 5:30 Eastern Standard Time. Wham Talk Wednesday is today. Shout out to y'all for tuning in. And my action for today, I got 4 plays locked in. It's going to be Royce O'Neal over 1.5 3-point makes for the Memphis Utah Jazz. We're going to stay in that game for these next 2 plays. We're going to take the over 7.5 assists from Mike Conley. I like that look a lot. It's pretty juiced, though, so tread lightly there. And along with the Grayson Allen over 1.5 threes. That's a look that I like a lot as well. As far as the first game for the Washington Wizards, Philadelphia, I got the over. I believe it was 7.5 rebounds. My apologies. 8.5 rebounds. My apologies. 8.5 rebounds for Tobias Harris. I like that one as well. Lock that in. And then the last play that I'm on is, I'm just throwing that Luka the Don over 29.5. I think he's going to get 35 plus here. So Luka the Don, we can lock that in as well. Appreciate you, Jimmy. Shout out to Pubs and everyone in the chat, man. Hit the like button, bro.
And Wham Talk is today, right?
Wham Talk Wednesday. Yes, sir. 5:30 Eastern
Wednesday.
time.
What time?
5:30 p.m. Eastern time.
5:30 p.m. Eastern. Wham Talk
Yes,
Wednesday. An hour and a half before the Wizards tip off. It starts off and it's great. So check it out. Wham, we love you so much. I hope you can join us again tomorrow because just absolutely love having you helping with the NBA. Thank you for your time, your energy, your hard work. Wham Talk Wednesdays, 5:30 p.m. Eastern today. And where can they find Wham Talk Wednesdays?
On Who Bangin' Sports Talk YouTube channel. Also, you can find it on Twitter, on my Twitter page. Again, Trot Wham on Twitter. And let's get that 50 punch. Look at the dime. Let's go. Shout out to everybody in chat. Dennis, my guy. Don't panic. Appreciate you guys.
There he is, Wham Bam in the house. We go from NBA playoffs to NHL playoffs. We go from our man Wham Bam to our man Mr. Gogster. We go from Long Beach, California to Belleville, Ontario right now. Mr. Gogster, what's happening, my man? How are you?
Oh, I'm pretty good, guys. We hit that third period, both teams to score with by a taint here.
Yeah.
And 2 minutes left, so
yeah.
Slept well, but Carolina, they can just go to hell, Jim. A bunch of rats.
Well, us breaking down that game saved me $200.
Yeah, we nailed
it.
If
I had the balls to continue with the under, which was the plan, and then move to the Lightning, it could have been a glorious day. But at least we after breaking it down and going over the lines, I got off the Carolina Hurricanes.
That's right. That's freaking right.
Helpful. Let's get to work right now. We have a beauty shaping up. Starting at 7:30 p.m. Eastern, the North second round, game 1, Montreal Canadiens, La Habitant, 24-21 and 11, 11-10-7 on the road, an ugly regular season record. They were lucky they played in a terrible division. Going up against the Winnipeg Jets, 30-23 and 3, just 13-13 and 2 at home, dealt with a ton of injuries this year.
Yep.
We're at Bell MTS Place in Winnipeg, Manitoba. Habs regular season power play 19.2, penalty killing 78.5. In the playoffs, their power play has dipped to 15.8, but their penalty killing was very good against a weak Leafs power play. And I don't know why it's so weak. It shouldn't have been as weak as it was.
Just Toronto in the playoffs, bunch of chokers.
But their power play was bad all year.
Yeah.
Leafs power play. For the Jets, 23% power play in the regular season, 80.5% penalty killing. They kept the penalty killing the same against the Oilers, but their power play 30%. This is a healthy Jet squad, a rested Jet squad. Mm-hmm. And with the Vegas Avalanche game, the Avalanche were missing Nazem Kadri, and I didn't know how hard they'd come out. And I thought, can Vegas carry on what they were doing in that 7-game series? And wow, I mean, they looked bad, and the Avalanche ran all over them. This is a little different because Winnipeg is healthy, and they needed time to get healthy and rested. And I don't know if Montreal can carry on that huge, impressive 3-game winning streak down 3-1. Take it away here. Let me just give you the market moves right now. I have already moved on the Jets -1.
Okay.
At +128, and I've also moved on the Jets to win the series at -135. The Jets opened up at -111. They're now at -138, a 27-cent move towards the Jets. This total is at 5.5, heavily juiced to the under, -140, -145. There's a -150. Heritage is the first book to drop it to 5. They've dropped it to 5. Take it away, Mr. Gogster. Habs, Jets.
All right, let's go there. Got to shout out to Ternsey here, from the sunshine to the armpit. That's right. Belleville and terrible, baby. All right, enough of that bicker battle. Let's get to it, guys. Montreal and Winnipeg. Price lights out, 4-3, 0.932 save percentage, 2.24 goals against. His career, he's 17-7. This year, 2-1. You already went over the power plays and penalty kills. The issue I have here, Jimmy, guys, with Winnipeg is it's going to be their 9 days off since they played last. Similar to what you're saying with Colorado. The issue I have here is Winnipeg. They did not look good against Edmonton. Yeah, they beat them 4-1 and whatever. But if you look deeper into those games, guys, expected goals were just awful, like alarming, Jim. 4.5, 4.4, 3.4, 3.09. That's what Edmonton was like. So that just tells you Hellebuck stood on his head, similar to Price. So the defense for Winnipeg, I'm not that high. I want to see how they do. I'm a little shaky on Winnipeg's defense. That's just not something you want to see, guys. Expected goals in the 4s, the high 3s from Winnipeg. So Montreal, on the other hand, they're getting hot at the right time. They've slowed down this Toronto team. Where do we got here? Expected goals is they had 1.89, 3.2, and then 3.17. Against 2.5, 4.06, and 2.25. So really, other than Game 7, they've been coming in a lot stronger, Montreal. They're looking a lot better with their lines. If you look at their lines here, Byron, Kotkaniemi, Anderson on the third line, Toffoli, Suzuki, Caulfield. Jim, they're just starting to roll at the right time right now. Their defense looks a lot stronger, in my opinion, than what they were against the Leafs in the first couple games. Price is still playing really well. They've only had 1 game off, too. So this is a perfect spot, I think, for Montreal early. Not too early, because I'm actually going to be taking a no goal in the first 10 minutes, but 9 minutes, 30 seconds at Bovada. I like that, Jim, at -110. Winnipeg, I expect them to come out pretty slow, maybe a little sluggish to start, especially their defense. Hellebuck's got to play really well. But Montreal, you can't take anything away from how they've been playing. Defense, they looked a lot better. Played 7 games, but I think overall in the series, it's going to hurt Montreal as the series goes on. Where Winnipeg, I think they're going to get their skates under them. As you said, they're completely healthy, so there's no reason for Winnipeg, as the series goes on, not to get better. Not playing Jim for 9 days, I don't like that for this Winnipeg team, to be honest. Even though they have had the rest, I'm taking Montreal as well, guys, to score first. Montreal's going to come out hot here. I think, just like I'm getting to the defense for Winnipeg, I don't exactly trust them. I wouldn't be surprised if they do let a goal in the first period. Hopefully not in the first 10 minutes, because I do think it's going to be tight. But yeah, guys, Montreal score first, and no goal in the first 9 minutes, 30 seconds, Jim. That's my 2 plays on this game.
I get it. I think that Dennis makes a very important point. And those back-to-back games, Sunday, Monday, and that's so difficult. Wednesday, Sunday, Monday. So this is their 3rd game in 4 nights.
Yeah, for Montreal?
Yeah.
Okay. They had the back-to-back. When did they play back-to-back against Toronto?
Sunday. Wasn't it Sunday, Monday last week?
I think it was Saturday, Sunday.
Sunday?
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that they have had a day off in between. But yeah, it is a bit of a workload. But the thing is, they're meshing at the right time. Ever since Game 5, this has been a completely different Montreal Canadiens team, guys. First 4 games, they were a complete ass, and now they've just turned it on at the right time. And Price is playing unbelievable. So I'm gonna ride Montreal here to score first, guys. I think it's a great look. And as this series goes on, I think Winnipeg will play better. I could even see a Winnipeg live, Jim. I still like your play with Winnipeg full game, but I do think Montreal they're in more rhythm right now. I got the way they looked against Toronto too, even though Toronto kind of did it to themselves. I can't take nothing away from what this Montreal team's doing right now.
Montreal played great. There's no doubt about it. I mean, when you watch the Leafs play and you look back at that series, you had Jason Spezza was the best player on the Leafs. Joe Thornton and Simmons are out there. I mean, I would love to have seen what would have happened had, and I was right. No, Sunday, Monday they played.
They did.
So Friday, Sunday, Monday, Wednesday. This will be their.
Okay.
Not only is it their third game in 4 nights, but it's their fourth game in 6 nights.
Okay. I think we can get a goal hopefully early. I still like Montreal early here, guys. As the game goes on, I could see Winnipeg getting their skates under, like just playing better, more together. They have been practicing, obviously, guys, but still getting in that that hockey form, that speed of a playoff game. I think it's going to take Winnipeg a period or so.
I hear that. Well, the big thing in that Jets series was how good Adam Lowry played. And the Appleton-Lowry Kopp line was so good, and that allowed Scheifele, Wheeler, Connor, and Stastny, Ehlers, and Dubois to, take over their opponents. For me, Neil Pionk has just blossomed. Yeah, I also thought that this Jets defense was very weak, except for Morrissey, and then Pionk completely changed that for me. I like your looks. The goal in the first 10 minutes. I like it. I think that this is a very, very difficult spot that the Habs are in. I thought Vegas was in a somewhat easier spot in that game one.
Well, one thing I just want to get to quickly with Vegas or with Colorado, they shut down St. Louis completely. So their expected goals were not even at 3. We're just looking at this Winnipeg team. They won, but they didn't look good winning. So that's where I like Montreal and the way they're rising right now. They're only going up on the charts. So as the series goes on, I like Winnipeg. Even maybe at the end of this game, Winnipeg wins. But early, I think Montreal. I like the way Price is playing. Nothing against Hellebuck, but I'm taking the hot team right now.
Oh shit! No, that was my fault. I'm sorry. I'm looking at the. Sorry, guys. That wasn't. You guys are right. Sorry. I was looking at the wrong thing there with the Sunday, Monday. Here. Okay, let me fix that so I'm not giving out wrong information.
I thought it was Saturday, Monday.
Yeah, no, you guys were right. I was let me just pull this up just to.
That'd be cruel to Montreal. Jeez, 4 games in 6 nights. Jesus Christ.
Let's just quickly here. Sorry, you guys. Thank you for pointing that out. I was looking at the wrong thing there. It was Thursday, Saturday, Monday. My fault. So the Monday, Tuesday, the 3 games in 4 nights was games 2 to 4 of the series, and they lost all 3 of those games.
Yeah,
Saturday, Monday, Tuesday,
spot.
Thursday, Saturday, Monday. A lot of games, a lot of miles, and look, Montreal was extremely impressive, and I'm just not sure if that was Montreal being so good or the Leafs being so bad, and we'll figure that out here, at 7:30. Let's move on to the West second round, game 2. Colorado up 1-0. I'm growing my facial hair until
for good reason you are.
Until the Avalanche can give me my money for winning the Stanley Cup, and it's a really nice road for them here. But coming off such an enormous performance, right now the big thing is this power play for the Avs hitting at 47.1% in the playoffs. That's 22.7 in the regular season, but now 47.1%. McKinnon, Landeskog, Rantanen, and what more can you say? McKinnon has 8 goals. He's a 7th player in league history to score 8 goals through his first 5 games. Cale Makar looks like the best defenseman in the NHL. I know Hedman would have something to say about that. Rantanen has recorded at least a point in 15 straight playoff games. Wow. There was a ton of passion in the last game. 74 penalty minutes between the teams, 4 10-minute misconducts. Janmark got destroyed by Ryan Graves. It just, to me, seems like everything is moving in the Avalanche's direction, but this is a veteran-laden Vegas squad that is not panicking. Here we go. Let's take a quick look. There's been no change in the market from game 1. It's the exact same. This total is at 5.5. It's slightly juiced It's pretty much a pick 'em, a little bit juiced to the under. And from the money line perspective, we have Colorado opening up at -177. They're now at -190, so a 13-cent move towards the Avalanche. Take it away, Gogster. Knights, Avalanche.
So one thing, Jim, do you know if Yanmark's confirmed in or out?
I will look into that right now.
So yeah, he's going to be on the third line because they're already without Reeves now on the fourth line. He's suspended for 2 games. Should be more. The crazy nut. But he's out. Overall here, guys, tight game. I see this being a lot tighter. Nothing against Lehner. The whole team didn't look good in game 1, Jim. Really tough spot, I think. Going up against that Minnesota team in 7 games. Excuse me. Where now they have I think this game here, they're going to be a lot more locked in. Similar to the first game, guys. No goal in the first 9 minutes, 30 seconds here. Just expect both of these goalies overall. Fleury's got a .931 save percentage, 1.71 goals against. Grubauer's even better, 1.6 with a .941 save percentage. So you have really 2 top goalies. Nothing against Lehner, but you just know that this Vegas team plays better with Fleury and net. And I expect this to be a lot tighter. Colorado, I don't want to take the first period under, Jim, just because Colorado could put 2 goals behind this team, like, snap of a finger. I do expect a better performance from Vegas, but I do think this is going to be a lot tighter early, similar to the Montreal-Winnipeg game. Fleury in net, Grubauer in net, no goal early, Jim, 9 minutes, 30 seconds. As you're saying, 84% penalty kill as well for Vegas, 81% for Colorado. So even though Colorado has a 47% power play, guys, 87% for Vegas, you can almost say nullifies that. Not completely, because as Jim's saying, McKinnon, Rantanen, Landeskog too, Jim, 4 goals, 7 assists in 8 games. Colorado just is an absolute powerhouse. No one's even on their level. Maybe Tampa Bay, Boston, but I think Vegas is going to come out. They're just playing better with Fleury behind them. He hasn't looked as good as the series went on with Minnesota, but he did get that rest, Jim. I expect him to play a lot better. He's still a top goalie, as you guys all know. No goal early here, guys. I've done a lot with this Colorado team.
I like it, but the stats you're giving out for the Golden Knights are regular season. That 87% penalty killing is 75 in the playoffs.
Oh yeah, sorry, you're right. Sorry, that was on the road. That was on the road in regulation. The playoffs, you're right. 75% and only 11% power play. Sorry about that, Jim. Yeah, that's true.
No, it's all good. It's just that and it's an important point to make. I mean, the sample size is very small in the playoffs, so it's an important point to make that the Knights' penalty killing was very, very good during the regular season.
That's why I dove into that. Yeah.
No, it's an important point, and I like it. It's just that right now they look weak. Their special teams looks weak.
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel like after a team wins 6-1, I don't like jumping on their wagon in the following game. It's just
do you not like that no goal 10 minutes then?
No, I have no problem with that. I think it's a bet that makes sense. Although
100.
The Avalanche, the way they can attack, it's scary.
It is, yeah. Just like you said, coming off that 7-1 loss, I expect if they don't, then it just shows me they're not cut out for this series. They're going to probably go down in 5 games if they're going to go down again. Yeah, they're going to have 2 games at home, but
I think the Avalanche are just rolling right now. I'm very excited to see what Vegas's pushback will be here in this series. Very, very interesting breakdown. So your 2 official picks are both no goal in first 9.5 in both games.
Yeah, I like those. I actually hit both of them on Saturday as well. I took both of them on Saturday, and also Montreal score first. So if for whatever reason Montreal does score in the first 10 minutes, we nullify that one. But I don't see that happening. I like Montreal score first, no goal first, 9 minutes, 30 seconds. That's at Bovada there, guys.
Very, very exciting. I'm on the Jets -1 here, and the Jets to win the series. Great stuff, Mr. Gogster. We got to go. Everybody head over to the Babano CMAX show right now. They're going to break down the entire MLB card. Mr. Gogster will be back in action with us tomorrow. So will Trot. Thank you. And Coco Bonk says Yanmark day to day. He couldn't even skate Tuesday practice. I do not expect Yanmark to be in the lineup.
Yeah.
I do not expect Yanmark to be in the lineup. Very exciting stuff. Mr. Gogster, where can they find you on Twitter? And then can you let us out of here, my man?
Yeah, guys, so follow me at Twitter there, Ego47 _ I got all the NHL, MLB. I did late night KBO, went 3-1 last night. So check me out there, guys. And we'll be back tomorrow to just, cash those tickets, get these pockets a little fatter, right, Jim? We're not messing around here. We're here to cash tickets, baby. Let's rock.
There he is, right there. Belleville's finest, Mr. Gogster. Can you let us out of here, my friend?
All right, guys, the world famous from back in the old days, we're going to do a little Leche, Elos, bookmakers. Get that cash. Let's go.
Milk it.